I've done got fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I tried about everything I can to fix it, but it is stuck at like a humble 2 frames per second. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I want to do that. So, I've instead done a new game. I'm gonna be all ASMR like. Somebody told me I should give that up, but then, damn, I fumbled the shit out of those words. Somebody told me I should give it a whip and a whirl. A little bit of ASMR. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. Some ASMR of the void. What a name for it. Not gonna lie, I really like this ice texture. It's very nice. Makes me feel happy. It's got reflections too, dude. How cool is that? Anyways. Oh yeah, gotta press E on it. Oh. There we go. Okay. So, I went into sandbox mode and put a few things into the base. Help me kinda restart this. What? There's actually bones here, dude. That's crazy. Okay, so my first ever YouTube video is just something stupid I fucked up while editing, and I started fucking cackling. My buddy was like, "What the hell's going on, man? Why are you laughing so hard?" I'm like, dude, check this out. And I fucking pull out my phone and record this fucking video and fucking send it to him. He's fucking cackling. So I was planning on making like just a fucking little stupid thing with the whiskey sign that's up there. Where like I look at it, I turn my head, there's a whiskey bottle there, and fucking I somehow cut the clip, and I at the bottom of this river in a fucking crashed car, fucking trying to get out. It is so funny, dude. Him and I were cackling like evil witches for like a solid 5 minutes watching this, fucking turning it into what it was. It was a terrible, terrible video, but it got the idea across enough. It was good. Anyways, let's get back to our grand walk to the main base. And you can see changes I've made in order to make this a relaxing experience. Now, I did not add everything to this base, but I did do quite a lot to make it a lot more calm as a beginning. It's also not midnight, and I'm walking here and it's just like, I don't even know, 3 in the morning or something probably. My luggage is there, and so is all the tools that I might need in order to make this a nice, relaxing ASMR experience. Instead of doing the regular gameplay, instead I will be cleaning this entire space station. This humble, what would you even call that? Alpine signal observation location. And it is still currently Christmas, so there is in fact a nice gift waiting for me. I will leave it right there for now. So, I have added multiple garbage bag bowls, as well as a mop bucket, a broom, a hacksaw, and a cell gun, as well as something special in case we get a little impatient. This is called the Mega Sponge. That's right, I said it. Mega Sponge. Honestly, I have no idea what this is going to do for us. However, I do know that it looks cool as shit, but goddamn that was loud. That is anything but an ASMR noise. So, what I think I will do is begin with turning on the computer so I may turn on all of our devices. There we go. Now that these are properly turned on, I will be able to begin conducting some searches for items in outer space. And we will begin with this one, since it is so close by. Now, while that is beginning, I will put that inside there and see what is good. I think the first thing I'm going to do is clean this entire room. Now, I think the way to go about this would be to get rid of most of these cubicles. However, I am thinking of keeping a few cubicles just because I can. Maybe we will make it look a little bit nicer. Who knows what we will be capable of during this ASMR journey. Alright, I think what we will begin with is getting rid of all of this garbage in this first area. And to start with that, I will be putting all this into my trusty suitcase. And is a little louder, so I will only spend a few seconds in there. However, it is going to be quite useful, seeing that we will spend most of our time doing things unrelated to acquiring signal information. Speaking of which, we currently have a new signal. Turn that off for now, so that we will not have to worry about the static coming from the device. So, while that is downloading, we will begin. And I do believe the best way to begin will be with the humble broom. As that would get rid of a lot of these trash piles quite fast. However, I am realizing that these pose quite a challenge with their large and imposing figures, causing quite a ruckus in my nice, quiet science lab. So, we will kindly ask them to leave while we clean our new home away from home. Now, I am not in ambient or sandbox mode, so will be prone to visits from things that are not well known to us. So, with that in mind, we must prepare. Oof, I butchered that as well. We must be prepared for any unanticipated visitors during any and all travels through this space observatory. Now, I am thinking about multiple ways of handling these garbage bags. However, I believe the most efficient way for now will be to elect a spot for them inside of possibly one of these cabinets. So, I will remove everything from there and instead put them in there. And this will be my storage for the time being, while I get rid of all of these. Now, this one does not seem to want to listen, but that is because I'm holding the wrong type of garbage bag. So, its reaction is entirely justified. bit warm inside of some of these rooms. Perhaps the break room would give us much needed warmth in this cold mountainy range. There, we have cleaned out the showers. So now we will be able to enjoy a nice bubble bath in the future. However, I think that would be a little bit nasty. Personally, I would not recommend taking a bubble bath inside of this quite yet. Perhaps after some considerable changes to the walls, it will be enough for us to enjoy. Now, I am going to get rid of these two chairs so that I can make more room for myself to sweep. Alright, I will set this down for now. So we have just completed our first drive. And I think it would be quite nice to upgrade it to a higher level. While that happens, I will make my way to this new signal and enjoy whatever sounds it may herald. But I must be quick as it is disappearing. And it appears that we were just slightly too slow. So instead, we must go down. Five 1,000 units. It would appear that I may have missed this one. Perhaps it is too small for me to see clearly. As this is quite the old monitor, I would not be surprised if I mistook some of these stars and grids for something they are not. However, I'm sure that they do not mind. It would appear that it may be time for a nice luncheon. Perhaps I can find something in this break room. A nice cup of coffee. Never mind. I also butchered that word, so I understand why he may have left. Why would I not want to eat the cracker jack? myself some new signals, so instead, perhaps I will enjoy reading some emails. This one is from Professor Lee. Welcome. Congratulations on your recent appointment to the ASO Alpha Site facility, Dr. Kell. My name is Professor Lee, and I will be your supervisor and your project coordinator. You've most likely already completed your initial introduction and training course, but allow me to give you a brief refresher. Your primary duty is to search for evidence of advanced extraterrestrial life via detection of potential communication signals from deep space. Process said data and transport it back to the secondary analysis team for further research. Each drive we receive will award you with points based on meeting daily duty requirements and quality of data process. In addition to this, server operational information and system diagnostics from the real-tape computer will also be required to be sent back with any and all research materials relating to the primary task at hand. Interesting. Now, my good man, Dr. Bao, he's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. However, I have a signal to listen to. That was quite the calm experience, I must say. I would highly recommend that to anybody looking for a nice rest on a cold, cold day such as this. A humble reprieve from the horrors of the outside, such as snow, lots and lots of snow. However, snow is not all that bad, I must say. It is actually quite pleasant once you get to know it. After all, it's made out of water, and people like water, don't they? It really does make you think. Now, continuing on with the removal of filth from my home. Perhaps I can make use of some of this trash in one way or another. However, it sounds like it is time to begin with finding a new signal. So it seems quite distant with how acutely I must alter my signal downloader. However, seasoned veteran such as I. Now, while that is downloading, I shall spend the next few minutes picking up any lingering debris. However, it seems that I may be getting a little tired, as I am beginning to turn my head to things that aren't there. However small the turns may be, I am beginning to face a certain direction. Who knows what it is I might be pulled towards? Truly, one of this world's greatest mysteries. It would appear that there is a clacking of some small item somewhere nearby. Now, with the size of these desks, I do believe it would be quite the hassle to try and carry it out and away. So, instead of doing that, I could use a device to deal with it. However, it seems that this might not quite work the way I had hoped. Well, instead, we will try the humble tried and true hacksaw. Very efficiently done. And I have been awarded with many wonderful items for a job well done. Now, continuing on, it would appear that we have gotten a small planetoid, or perhaps a meteor of sorts. Quite interesting to see. Now, I will begin to clean this area, however, only slightly. As it would appear that, wow, this actually has quite a lot of stuff inside. Oh well, it is no problem for myself. As I have many spots for everything that one might need. However, not nearly enough. Perhaps I can use these computer parts for something one day, but for now, I shall leave them up there. While I proceed to clean this wonderful new home. I think now would be the right time to see if I can sell this entire cubicle. And it would appear that I can. As a reward, I have gotten a large gold coin. And have been given 50 points as a reward for a job well done. I think we will use that for upgrading our detector ever so slightly. I think that it may in fact be a meteor of sorts with all of these things flying around it, or perhaps past it would be a more correct observation. Now, this is where the challenge truly comes in, as I do not wish to get rid of all of these wonderful cubicles. I wish to keep 2 of them. Now, do I wish to get rid of these outer 2 or these outer 2? Truly one of the greatest challenges of my adventure. I think the only right decision is to get rid of these outer 2, going this way. I believe that will satiate my desire for a pleasant workspace. Now, it is time to handle this new signal. Thankfully, we have been given a nice drive to enjoy. So we will not have to worry about needing to locate a new drive. Instead, we can go and immediately begin the processing of our new drive and signal to learn what it may be. Oh, that is not going to work. There we go. Now it is time to place more computers on top of my signal processing device. I am getting quite tired. I am beginning to see things that might not actually be there. Perhaps it is time for a little rest, is what I would say if I didn't need to get this signal downloaded. So I will begin downloading this new signal, then proceed to rest for the first quite aware of that. However, what will you do? Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this blanket. However, I do appreciate the offer. Instead, I will set up my bedroom the correct way, fluff my stone pillow, quite a pleasant sound to hear. While you might be drifting away to sleep. The humble stone sound of something being pushed or perhaps even rotated. Now, as we drift off to sleep, we can rest assured that we will have a nice new signal waiting for us when we wake up. Perhaps I will wake up at 70 sleep. It would appear that I've slept in. However, I will not give myself a hard time for it. I have spent the entire day cleaning, after all. Now, to begin cleaning my new cubicles. But before that, perhaps we can enjoy a nice sound of something new and exciting. Quite the interesting sound, I must say of myself. This is kind of like digital curling in a strange way. Oh, I must hurry. Oh, it just faded away. What a shame. Oh well. Can't say that we did not try though. It was quite close to disappearing when we found it. This one, however, I'm sure has some potential. Now, surely we can catch this one before it is too late. There we go. Now, goodness gracious. faster than Curver Omega. However, they are quite the expensive crafting recipe. It's been a little while since I've seen the video, however, I am quite certain that you need computer parts. Maybe it is all the ones on the map. I am not entirely certain myself. Now, it feels like I must clear my throat. There we go. Much better. Now we may continue to clean our new home without interruption. Now we will have to remove some of these through the tried and true method of the hacksaw, but not without taking these items out first. There we go. Like we never even had them to begin with. Now, there goes my net. Quite incredible efficiency. Well done. Now, they do very much respect the ASMR. They do not loudly meow or make any other sudden sounds, which is very, very polite. Now we might as well hold onto this drive for now, as we will need it. Very interesting. It would appear that I might be hungry once again. Thankfully, upstairs there is a nice many different food items for me. However, I do believe that there's also an interesting sound coming from our Bitcoin miner. There we go. Much better. We have now acquired a great many points. Isn't that quite the ominous signal? It appears to be a face of sorts among something, but I am not entirely sure. However, it does sound like we are getting our first order of this adventure. The least relaxing part of this ASMR journey. However, it is quite necessary. No matter how loud and irritating it may end up being for us, we will hear it once per day, every day. However, I am capable of just editing this out for us. But I do not think I will. Maybe I will. It is quite loud. Oops. Now, I will send her to get our much needed reports. And while that happens, oh my goodness, be gone. We have something to witness. The most memorable part of someone's first day. In Voices of the Void. I cannot believe I nearly missed that. Truly an amazing first day. Anybody would agree with you when you say that. Every new player should see this amazing shooting star situation. I'm forgetting the name for it, which kind of blows, but it is what it is. Now we can get rid of most of this trash quite easily. There we go. We have nearly completely cleaned out our mess. We will have a wonderful home in no time. Perhaps a celebratory purchase will be due after this. Possibly a nice radio to enjoy some calming music for our new has just thrown that floppy disk with reckless abandon. Good job. We'll put you in my pocket for now. And search for wherever the disk might have gone. There it is. Wonderful news indeed. This one looks like it is full of potential. Quite the bright signal, whatever it may be. Very intriguing to look at. Alright. Now time to try and stack these to keep them out of the way. But perhaps I can just move them off to the side here after handling our trash situation. This broom in our pocket, we do not have enough space. Daily task progress. To buffer over 3 items. It still does not appear that the eject button works, which is truly a shame. But what can you do? Ah, there it is. Splendid news. Now to bring back our loud drone. Put our drives away inside of there. Surely it will only take a moment for our delivery to arrive. Perhaps I should have ordered something. Goodness gracious, what an awful noise. Oh well. What can you do? I know what I could do. Is perhaps put in a humble request to have the jarring alarm perhaps disabled. As surely, after playing this game for so long, I would not need it to tell me that my device has arrived with goodies for me to enjoy. asked that they do that for me. A mysterious ghost banana. A gonana, if you will. This world has haunted burgers, mushroom. Strange. Daily task results. Hello, Dr. Kell. The daily task results are in. You did excellent. You have completed all 3 parts of the daily task. Good job. Your reward, 260 points. Very good job, Dr. Kell. Keep the pace. Debug, good bad reply type 4. Dr. Ken says that's something very interesting. The sounds of space are fascinating. Gotta release the papers as soon as possible. Well done, pal. Thank you, Dr. Ken. I think I will spend some of my money. And nice portable hot plate as well. Now it is time for a new sound. Quite unique nature. I do believe that I have not heard that voice before. Hopefully I can get this before it starts making all this racket. I was quite close. Quite impressive with myself. Well, that is a change I am not quite satisfied with seeing. My wonderful large cardboard box is quite the heavy cardboard box. What a shame. It is quite interesting how much it is capable of moving, however, very impressive. Come on, buddy. You've got work to do. I believe that is a sufficient spot for you for the time being. And this hot plate I will set right there until I have need for it, which could be sooner rather than later. Think how hungry I am. It could be enough to eat a horse. I would not put it past myself. said to you somewhere. Now that is a job well done. A banana husk. How dangerous. Oh, come on. I saw something there. Oh well. I'm sure it was nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Doesn't this just feel so much better? A clean area to enjoy my work in peace. However, I am getting hungry once again, so I must look for some new food to enjoy. Perhaps in here I can find something new and exciting. Inside of the freezer, there's some nice shrimp for me. However, I believe that I will need a plate to cook these thoroughly without causing a mess. I believe I can find one in here. A plate large enough for me to cook them on. Although, I believe I would like to wash it first. Not a luxury I want to give Dr. Kell, however. Perhaps I'm mistaken, unless it is in the piles of trash. I suppose a small plate will have to do for now. Really, 9 shrimp in the pack, isn't that strange? Okay, 9 shrimp. Now, we will let that sizzle. Hopefully, I will not cause any fires. Ouch. I must say that was quite the disappointing sound bite. Okay. Alright, buddy. Pal, friend, jump. Buckaroo. I thought that was like the entity or whatever. I'm not gonna lie. That I was doing something. Something. Something was getting done and I was the one doing it. However, I think what I am going to do instead is take a nice, wonderful sleep. There we go. A nice and healthy slumber is good for one's health. Alright. I think that this one is sufficiently clean. I'll finish up with this one. Great heavens. Now this, it appears it has gotten stuck somehow. So I will have to figure out how and why. Perhaps beneath the map will enlighten me as to why. Well, that did not seem to help whatsoever, and now I have a few chairs stuck under. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair. It looks cold down there. Oh. It appears I can Youch! It appears that I may have just died. Alright. We will give this a second try. I think I will need to find a spot for those sometime soon. Perhaps that fixed it. It did. Now, I think I will need to sit myself a nice turkey soup. Gotta say, it was pretty dang good. Oh, come on, come on. Let's go. It's so foggy. Gotta say, this mop lasts such a long time compared to the normal sponge. It is quite splendid. It's almost otherworldly with how it feels to use. Alright, back to our wonderful cleaning adventure. Actually, let me just get something here. This is such a wonderful shade. Like, this is winter right here. Wow. Alright, gonna get some funding. And now, with this newfound funding, I'm going to get something that will help me out in the long run. It is quite expensive, but trust me when I say it is very much so worth it. It's got me thinking. Okay, that does not do anything. It is exclusively the detector causing that sound. Not really much I feel like spending my money on currently. Now, I'll have something his lines there makes me think of the new spot for getting under the map legitimately. It used to be like around here or something. But, no longer. Truly riveting gameplay. It appears that I may be getting sick with some. That is strange. I do wonder what it could be. So I have not done anything to get myself sick. It is going to be quite the surprise. When I find out what it is that has plagued me so. Perhaps a strange super cancer of sorts. From being stuck in this terribly desolate research station by my lonesome. There, splendidly. All right. Now, that's so cool. Now, for you. So many unnecessary chairs. Who knows what I'll be having to do with them all. Perhaps I will make a device. Perhaps a vehicle of sorts. Only time will tell. But for now, I will leave them like this, so that they are out of the way. As for the garbage bag rolls, I will put them right here so that I will not be forced to walk over them all whenever I would like to walk past my locations. Honestly, at this point, I am just saying shit just to keep the commentary going. I'm not even gonna lie. his whole body or make him do something. Because that happens with the weird shadow dog. And I think that is the coolest thing ever. Oh well. Big fan of that shadow dog event though. Like, straight up, it is cash money, dude. Coolest event, hands down. Top tier. Like, sure, you've got stuff like the giant pyramid that walks around. That's cool and all, but, you know, after your first playthrough, it loses a bit of the, coolness, because, like, damn, now I'm gonna be stuck with my alarms blaring the entire day. That's just what I wanted. Well, maybe not after the first one, but first couple of times. Like, you're on round 4 of this giant pyramid walking around the place. You're not gonna be chasing after it going, holy crap, this thing's insane. You're gonna be closer to, oh, okay, alright. Guess I'm gonna have to, keep hitting the alarm button over and over, turning it off. But, honestly, if I was able to just turn off that alarm, it would make that event so much nicer. Like, I don't know, add a fucking copper wire thief update or something. Give me some goddamn pliers. I'll fucking disable all the shit in the space. Sell the copper. Crackhead update. 1.0 release. That's a trash pile. Okay. Smosh. Bonjour, la Bob. Whatever. Hey, you're done. Huge, okay. Okay. So as soon as you switch to a different one, it stops the drifting. So you don't even need to update that, or upgrade it, I mean. Very interesting. Okay, alright. Gotta Bill Nye it up. Give me this. Voices of the Void iPhone update. Give Dr. Kell an iPhone. Makes vines or something. I think that would be fire. I think, and therefore I am. nice, very neat, very tidy. Okay. Alright. Room number 1. Out of, like, I don't know. Let me think inside of my head right quick. Think with my, like, brain and shit. We got this room, we got the main entrance, we got the security room, we got the garage. That's this one, main one, security room, garage, break room, closet. That's all on the first floor. Staircase, basement. We're already at 8 and we haven't even gotten to the second floor. Second floor hallway area. Storage room up there. Bedroom, bathroom, balcony. Like 13 total. ASMR episodes. Now I'm not doing fucking 13 of these. I might. I'm only doing this for the thrill, I'm not gonna lie. The thrill of doing an ASMR video. What kind of thrill is that? The only one a brother needs, I'll tell you what. What I think I'm gonna do after I upload this is I'm going to give it a test run. I will see if I can fall asleep to this ASMR video. This is quite a unique little viewing point, I would say. I do not think I've ever seen anybody up in that little corner of the world. Perhaps we are the first. You know, I feel like if you're watching this through like YouTube or whatever without ad block, it's gonna give you the fucking loudest ad ever. Like partway through this, you're just gonna be hanging out, living your life, enjoying, doing whatever. And you're just gonna get a fucking loud ad. It's gonna be like McDonald's or something. Two guys kissing. It's gonna have nothing to do with the fucking McDonald's advertisement. They're just gonna have it there, sponsored by McDonald's. And it's gonna ruin whatever it is you're doing with this playing. Whether that's like falling asleep or like, I don't know, altering the feng shui of your room. You're just gonna get a loud advertisement. Subway advertisement with Jared Fogle saying that he's back and he's ready to start making subs again. Doc, that would be fucked up, wouldn't it? Got a little tingle in your brain when I said Jared That's awful. He is a terrible, awful person. I can't believe I just ASMR Gerald. Fuck, dude. Gerald. That's not his name. Jared Fogle. Jared Fogle. Jared Fogle. Jared Fogle. ASMR. That sounds terrible. Dude, I would not expect anybody to want to listen to Jared Fogle ASMR. What a weird name that guy had. Is he still walking around? Or is he in jail? You know what? I'm gonna pause the ASMR real quick and Google this. I feel like we need to know, since I said his name so many times. Okay. Jared Fogle is still in prison and is serving a sentence of 15 years and 8 months in federal prison. He is going to be released in 2029. How crazy is that? Absolutely fucked up. Anyways, continuing on with my ASMR, it appears that I have to stand further away from the window if I wish to have wonderful noise of the mop squeegeeing a window. Then, on the last one, I will show you what the Mega Sponge is all about. I do believe that the shower water is a much more calming sound compared to the galoosh of the mop bucket. So I think continuing forwards, I will use exclusively the shower, unless I make it to the second floor. And if I do not wuss out on the cleaning and use the Mega Sponge for all of that, I will instead use the mop bucket. But that's kind of reasonable, don't you think? I also feel like Krampus is no longer an issue. I feel like he would have shown himself by now if that were the case. But seeing that shield. Oh, get out of here, you loud device. That flickering reminds me. I must check my transformers. There we go. Now I will be prepared in the event that they do go down, which will likely be soon. Seeing how it is day 3. Get me my reports, you orange hedgehog. Thank you very much. Alright, now, there is my mom. Now, these cracker packs. Dr. Kell is not a big fan of, but I do not care what he is a fan of. Because it is quite a nutritious food, and we cannot afford to not eat it. And we are lacking in the food department. Man, this window sure does look nice. Can't believe we're almost finished. And then what? What will we do? So many options. Clean the basement. You could clean the bedroom. You do so much. Such a low cost of $0. Whatsoever. Ah, thank you. Now, strangely enough, I saw one of my net's little numbers floating around, which I find quite strange, seeing that she is long gone. Perhaps they don't disappear until they've traveled a certain distance. Perhaps I am incorrect, however. There's no telling. Without looking into the code, which I am not smart enough to do, I lack the knowledge. I feel like the power is meant to go out either tonight or tomorrow night. interesting little thing with this. Oh, oh, okay. That is also quite interesting. The way that they have solved that issue is by making it so that I cannot clean the window while this is playing. Very smart of them. It does suck though. I was thinking about it. I could have made some interesting art, I guess we could call it. And I could just take whatever from the spectrogram. But it is what it is. I am nearly finished with this window, and we will proceed to the next window using the Mega Sponge for a truly unique experience. Perhaps I will use it on the outside as well. We will see. I think for a space game such as this, I think that we should add some more space events. I'm not talking about aliens and things like that, but shooting stars, aurora borealis, things like that. Now, I'm not knowledgeable on how big the moon is in, I think this is Sweden, I don't remember, but I think it would be nice to have the moon a little bit larger than what it is out here. I'm not too sure where it is, however, creepy constellation. They have a horseshoe out here. I do, however, really like that you can kind of tell where the Milky Way is. It's like less stars, a whole bunch of stars. It's very cool. I do hope that the skybox is reworked. So I think that would be possibly a top tier thing in this game. I know that there is a secret setting. However, I am not the biggest fan of it. It does make it eternally night though, which is quite cool to see. Big fan of it. Okay, Drone Star, that's pretty cool. Okay, we go. Alright. Now, I think I will have to do something about those containers. Not containers, walls. I think right now will be time to do it. As you are probably fast asleep right now, if you have been watching with my soothing voice. I think I will keep 3 total out of all of those. Alright, be gone. Okay. Now, I think it will be okay. Does my neck glue? Looks like my neck glows. I might be wrong though. Maybe I'm just imagining. Seems that the machine still turns using the opposite controls. Serve only A1, like the barbecue sauce. Something. Upgrades. Coordinates. Speed. Coordinate. Speed. There. Alright. There is one 1,800 units away. There it is. We have arrived. Quite the short journey, I must say, but no complaints from me. And then, afterwards, fuck, okay, straight up missing this one. Yep, can't miss that one. There's another 2,000 units away. Much more prominent. Very, very prominent, actually. Here we go, moment of truth. This one has to make it. There's no way it doesn't. Okay. That wall is absolutely filthy. Clean that off. Very nice. Okay. All that is left for us to clean inside of this room are the holes which can only be dealt with using cement bags, a bucket, and water. So I do not expect that we will have that complete anytime in the very near future. But let us see how much it costs. Not as much as I anticipated. No food, shrimp. 105 shrimp. Excellent job. Dr. Ina says that I did a good job and that this is very good data. Are you serious, man? Peeking over. Like, perfect. What the hell? first dream, and it is a dream of boulders. Mere seconds away from our drone arriving for us. No more short fucking naps. What the hell was that? Okay. Well, I saved a couple at least. Some have been completely charred and unsalvageable. Well, spared the rod. This does remind me of a unique situation with growing lemons. Perhaps I should begin with it. While cooking, not cooking, but growing lemons, you can, of course, sell them, and you will only obtain a small amount of money. However, if you burn them, completely char them, you make a substantially higher amount of money. And that looks like it was a store. Oh my, things are good. There's a power outage. Okay. What I'd like to do is turn on all of those. My mannequins are missing. Huh. Bizarre. Anyways. Looks like Transformer 3. Perhaps I can get there before passing out. If not, oh well, it is what it is. Do this with only one hand. Although I was scratching my face while I did that. Quite impressive. Nearly there. I don't recognize this foliage. However, maybe it is just me misremembering how things look. It has been a good minute since I played, after all. Oh. Oh, great heavens. that one guy from Pompeii, where his fucking, he was running away and he got fucking crushed by a boulder right in the head. Maybe that's fake, I don't know. I don't care enough to, Google it. I'm just gonna believe that it's true for comedic effect. Anyways, I've nearly reached Transformer number 3. And at the same time, I have become tired. It is going to be a very atmospheric walk. I might as well take trail down, seeing that I am no longer in a rush to get there. Might as well make it alive. Interesting fact about the birds, according to the wiki, is that after the arrivals arrive on day number 9, they scare off all the birds, and you no longer hear them. However, I think I have heard them before, so I'm not too sure if that is outdated information, or if I am merely misremembering. But I must say this is quite the enjoyable scene, despite the power lines playing jump rope. It's quite nice. What was that? Was that you? It was. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. It appears that I have to go this way to get to there. It's fine. Just fine. Nice. It's the crackle of the electricity. It's making that sound. It sounded like something was on fire. And that would have very much so piqued my interest. Same with this strange plant. Very odd. Oh. Oh. Well, okay. I guess I'll take it. Bizarre. I wonder what it might have been before it died. I guess I will never know. Could be anything. One thing I am a little sad about with this 0.9 update is the fact that I cannot replant the stoneless herbs, because those things are so cool. They make a nice little noise. They are glowing. They emit a nice little light. I think it was a very much missed opportunity. Alright. Time to play a nice little game of try and get this stuff to a match. Go. This room is full of a lot of treasures. There's parts for the curve for Omega. There's an out of order sign. There's the cat bed. Very important item right there. If you love your Maxwell at least. There's a completely unique crate. Tire covered in moss, traffic cones, wet sign, full gas can, medical equipment. Alright, now, I do not feel like walking back on 3 sleep. So I am going to use the power invested in me and do that. Hello, Lightning. I almost fell asleep. Okay. Looks like the device is finished. How splendid is that? I will let that cook while I slumber. Oh, and I suppose the outside would need cleaning too, so I guess if you really want to think about it, you can consider it 14 different rooms that need cleaning. I've got to think about where I want to plant my ripe pine cone too. There's a few things that I gotta think about. First things first, I'm gonna open myself a shrimp packet. Perfectly stacked. Love to see it. Put it in there for now. Why not? 96%. We're doing a great job, Megan. Yeah, that's what I like to see. I think that is like the coolest thing ever about this game is that the developer actually like checks out people playing this game and thinks putting the big creators into it. I'm sure if I Google this guy, I can find him. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Oh, okay. My net is a part of a different one of Mr. Dr. Ghost's games. Okay. Very interesting. It's not a YouTuber or anything like that. It's like a mini game inside of one of Mr. Dr. Ghost's games. It's actually really cool. Oops. Sit So now I know there's one at 17 to the top left, but I don't feel like going there. Oh my goodness, that is quite a strong signal this way. Moment of truth. Will I make it before this thing runs out? I think I will. There we go.